Good morning to you all and all of those from the media who follow us every day. As of 12 o'clock last night, a total of 182 countries were reporting COVID-19 cases. Although the number of countries is the same, the total of confirmed cases already exceeds 2,359,853. That is 74,139 cases more than the figure reported yesterday. And in a single day, there were 5,148 fatalities in the world, for a total of 164,659 deceased people, for a worldwide infection lethality of 6.99%. That is, every 100 people that contracts the disease, almost 7 die as a result of it. The region of the Americas, with 899,051 confirmed cases, that is 31,000 more than yesterday, and this represents 38.16% of the total number of cases in the world. In a single day, 2,151 more patients died for COVID-19, for a cumulative of 47,369 fatalities, for a lethality of 5.26, which is higher than the one reported yesterday. A total of 12,137 visitors remain in Cuba. Of them, 7,050 are Cubans who reside abroad and 5,087 are foreigners. In rental houses, the data remains almost the same, with 944 foreigners who are mainly concentrated in Santiago de Cuba, and in the municipalities of Plaza, Playa, Centro, Havana, in Havana. And I guess this figure will not change much as long as the epidemic situation prevails. A total of 2,279 patients have been admitted to the hospitals in our country. This figure is smaller than the one reported yesterday. There are practically 1,000 fewer people. And this is because the surveillance period for some of the patients is completed, and other confirmed patients are recovering and being discharged, as well as some other people who were suspected cases or contacts who have also been discharged. Now, there are 20 patients under surveillance, 2,440 are suspected cases, and 788 are confirmed cases. We are keeping 7,037 people in primary care surveillance. For the detection of the SARS-CoV-2 virus, 1,818 samples were studied yesterday in Cuba. As a result of the study, 50 tested positive for COVID-19, for a 2.7% of the samples studied, a slightly lower figure than yesterday. Our country accumulates now a total of 30,416 studies of real-time PCRs, and 1,137 have tested positive for 3.7% of the samples processed. Of the 50 new cases that were confirmed, all were Cubans, 41 were contacts of confirmed cases, and in 9, the source of infection could not be established. Of the 50 persons who tested positive, 27 were male, that is 54%, and 46% were female. 62%, that is 31 of the positive cases, were asymptomatic. And notice the increasing trend of this indicator. The age group with the most cases is the one from 40 to 60 years of age, with 18 cases, and 36%, followed by the age group from 20 to 40 years with 14 cases, that is 28%. The provinces with the most cases are Havana with 20 confirmed cases, that is 40% of the cases, the Isle of Youth with 10 cases for 20%, Villa Clara with 6 cases, and Ciego de Ávila with 5 cases for the 10%. Of the 1,137 patients diagnosed with COVID-19, 770 show a stable clinical evolution. 38 people have died. Regrettably, we have to report today again 2 additional deaths for a lethality of 3.3%. We have 2 evacuees and 309 cumulative releases from hospital. On Monday, 24 people were discharged. These 309 discharges represent 27.2% of the patients who have been confirmed in our country who have recovered. Of those 309 discharges, 25 are from Pinar del Rio province, 4 from Artevinza, 111 from Havana, 1 from Mayabeque, 30 from Matanzas, 72 from Villa Clara, 4 from Cienfuegos, from Sánchez Spiritus and Ciego de Ávila, 7 respectively, 26 from Camagüey, 2 from Las Tunas, 9 from Holguín, and 1 from Granma province, 10 from Santiago de Cuba, and Guantanamo and the special municipality of the Isle of Youth have not reported any release, taking into account the evolution time lapse of their patients. We are reporting 8 patients in critical condition and 10 in serious condition. As I said earlier, we have to report the passing of 2 people diagnosed with COVID-19. One is an 85-year-old female Cuban patient from Placetas, Villa Clara. She had been admitted to the Comandante Manuel Fajardo Military Hospital of this province. She had hypothyroidism as a pre-existing condition. She also had diabetes mellitus, chronic renal insufficiency, and high blood pressure. She had been admitted, and unfortunately yesterday she presented acute ventricular failure. And despite all the efforts of our professionals, specialists, and technicians, she died yesterday. A 65-year-old male patient here from the municipality of Old Havana in Havana, with a history of being hypertensive, suffering from glaucoma, having an epidermoid carcinoma of the esophagus. He was gastrectomized and chronically bedridden. That patient had a very fast evolution because since the ambulance took him to the hospital, the evolution time was only 2 or 3 days. At the end, he had an event of bacterial bronchopneumonia, and his other pathologies made him have a very torpid evolution, and he died with the presence of this disease. These are the 2 deaths that we had to lament yesterday. As you can see, the patients had a group of associated pathologies. Despite the efforts and the therapeutic protocols that are applied in our country, it was not possible to save their lives.
La primera pregunta nos la envía Prensa Latina.
Prensa Latina. Press reports are circulating stating that the tuberculosis vaccine offers some immunization against COVID-19. Is this true? Since I have these questions in advance, I was able to prepare. The BCG vaccine, which is the Calmette-Guerin bacillus vaccine, is the vaccine that protects against the tuberculosis and which in our country is given to all children at birth. Our regular vaccination schedule, which I repeat, is operational, includes the administration of this vaccine in our country's maternity hospitals. This country also has the possibility that 90% of the births are institutional, and this allows for the vaccine to be applied in the same maternity hospitals before the child leaves the institution. It has been proposed that this vaccine can protect, not that it avoids the COVID-19, but that it can protect people from catching the new coronavirus. However, although research and studies are underway, the WHO does not recommend giving the BCG vaccine to prevent COVID-19 until it is proven that it is useful and capable of prevention. Studies have shown that in both animals and humans, it has non-specific effects on the immune system. Its effects have not been well characterized, and its clinical relevance remains unknown, WHO stated in a recently published article. What phase is the production of a vaccine against COVID-19? Which countries are involved in its development and the estimated date when it could be available? And the second question is, Cuba is working on a proposal for a vaccine and it is considering developing it jointly with China. Where are we in this process? There have been several publications related to China, Russia, and the United States working on vaccine trials so that they will be made available as soon as possible. I must also say that everything we have read about these studies does not tell us about a possibility until April or May 2021. Therefore, as our President Miguel Díaz-Canel has reiterated, the best vaccine is the protection that our population can have. Our population knows how to do it. Now, if it does it or not, it is something else.